Hello everyone, and welcome to the video tutorial for the automated logbook experience sheet for the Woodhaven RP server. After you have successfully created your character and submitted it to character approval and have gotten it approved, you will need to set up your logbook. So to do this, go to character creation under creation guide, scroll to the bottom, and click on the link under example experience logbook if you have not already. This will open up the sheet in Google Sheets in a new tab on your default browser. Let me switch to it so you guys can see. So this opens up the sheet on a new tab on your default browser. This is the original sheet. I'm the only one that has access to edit it, so in order to fill out your sheet, you will first need to click File, make a copy, name it what you wish. Anything that you want to name it is fine. My format is to enter in character logbook for character name, and then just click OK. You don't have to check those boxes. This is going to automatically open it in a new tab as a complete copy where you have edit permissions and you own it. So once you've done that, there are steps here to take to fill it out. The first step being enter your character's name into the placeholder above, which is here. So we'll do that. Character name. And if your character name is a bit too long for that box, you can always increase the size of the column easily and without issue. The next thing you'll do is enter today's date into the green box in column dates, which is here. Whatever is the first day you are going to be on the server with that character is the day you will enter. So today will be 4/5/19. And it will automatically fill it out. If you have a bit of time where you are not on the server, you're inactive, you have something going on, you need to take a week. So you say you're not there for 4/10 through 4/14. You need to get rid of those days. They're just going to be blank. All you have to do is the very next day you come back, would be 4/15 or whatever. Just go to the next date on your sheet and manually edit it to be that date. All the rest of the dates will change to accommodate. After you've done that, all you have to do is fill out these boxes and drop down menus with your activities for each day. Adventuring. A fresh adventure will give you 3 days, as will a continued adventure where a long rest was taken. If you continue an adventure without a long rest, you are only getting 1 day for that. And if you do not adventure, you get 0 days. With arenas, if you did not fight, you do not get a day. If you fought but lost, you get 1 day. And if you fought and won, you get 2 days. If you craft and succeed or teach and succeed, you get a day. If you did not, that's nice. That is nice. Let me fix that real quick. I've already restarted this recording like 4 times. I don't really feel like doing it again. So if you'll excuse me for 2 seconds while I figure out why this is broken. Taunt unsuccessfully does not match, because I forgot to add a second a second C. Now it matches and it works. Okay, so if you teach unsuccessfully or craft without success, you don't get a day. And if you do not craft or do not teach, you also do not get a day. Sorry about that brief interruption. If you did not take a criminal action as referenced by Xanathar's Guide to Everything, you do not get a day. If you are successful in your criminal activity, you get 1 day. If you are unsuccessful, you get 0 days. And potentially some jail time depending on how bad you messed up. But that's not for this tutorial. Days from DM, this entire column is only for the dungeon masters of the server. If you are not a dungeon master, you can leave this completely blank. If you're a dungeon master, then you should know how to fill it out on your own. I don't think I have to tell you. You'll notice that the server rules are upheld by these. You can only get 3 days of experience from any amount of activities, no matter what you do. So you can see that no matter what I do here, that number stays 3. And you will always get 1 day from being active on the server, no matter what, which you can see goes up to 4. If you crafted or taught at all, whether it was a successful or failed attempt, what you will need to do is go to the respective tab at the bottom and fill it out. So let's say you attempted to craft. So we will go to the crafting tab and we will fill this out. So first and foremost, you will put the date that you made the roll for crafting. You will then put the item name that you worked on. So for example, let's just say you were working on a regular old set of plate armor. When you roll in the shop out of character chat, which is the only chat that a crafting roll will be accepted. If you do it anywhere else, it will not count. After you roll the crafting roll in the shop out of character text channel on the server, then you will copy the roll and paste it here. Usually you will have assistance, so it will look something like this when you paste it, and then your modifier, and then also any other modifiers you may have. For example, a 1d6 bardic inspiration, which would add a little bit, and then equals the total of the roll, which would be 22 for this. And if you need to, once again, make the column wider as you did with the name, that's perfectly fine, and it won't break anything. Once you have copied the roll and placed it there, the DC for the crafting to be successful depends entirely on the item you are crafting. If you beat that DC, you will check the box for success, and then you will come to the side tab if it is the first time you are trying to make this item, and enter the name into item crafted, whether you succeeded or not. Make sure you enter it in this column exactly how you entered it in this column, and the progress will be automatically updated. And search through the list and check if you succeeded or not. If you worked on it but did not succeed, you see you do not get a progress day towards it, only if you did succeed. And the number of successes you need to successfully craft that item also depends on the item. Once you hit that number for that craft to be successful and completed, next to the final day you worked to the final success, you'll just check the completed tab. And then for your assisters, if somebody helped you to craft this, you will put their character name down. So if you got help from Owen, he's a nice guy, he might help you if you ask nicely, you'll just put his name down. And then if you would like, you do not have to, you can put the name of the person playing that character in brackets next to it. Some of our players on the server don't have their Discord name in their name, so you might actually not know what it is, which is why adding their character name is not optional in the slightest bit. But if you do know it, feel free to add it. This will finish how to fill out the crafting, and you'll notice if I scroll down, there are quite the few entries. It goes up to 500, but there are only 500 for this sheet. So on the off chance, which could be likely depending on how long your character lives and continues to play in the server, you might need a second tab, which is why there is a second one already there. But you'll notice as soon as you go into this second crafting tab, there's a difference. This important box here is added, and that tells you, before you do anything to this tab, to come to the bottom, right click, and duplicate it. This will make a new exact copy of Crafting 2. named copy of Crafting 2, so that you have a blank sheet to fill out. If you want, you can rename this to Crafting 3, and then you are free to fill out your Crafting 2. The reason that this is suggested for you to do is so you can have a blank sheet always in case you need it. If you were to fill out Crafting and Crafting 2 before making a new copy, you would be shit out of luck and would need to redo I would need to redo the entire sheet from scratch for you or something similar. So please make a duplicate copy of an empty sheet before you start working on your last empty sheet. The same goes with the teaching. If you taught or were taught a skill, proficiency, feat, etc., you will input it in the teaching tab. You will start the same way with the date. Then there is a checkbox here for whether it was taught or learned. If you teach somebody else, you will put taught. And then you will put the character that you taught. So you taught someone. And then once again, you could put their player name if you knew it. You will put the skill you taught them. So let's just say you taught them proficiency with wood carvers tools. And you put the role value in the same way. If you are teaching someone and you are helping them, or someone is teaching you, it will always be an advantage because you are getting active help from the person you are teaching or the person that is teaching you. It will always be 2d20k1 for teaching other people or being taught yourself. So you'll fill that out in the same way. I won't bother filling it out the rest of the way. You saw how it got filled out in crafting. And in truth be told, you will be copy pasting the role directly from Discord, so you won't have to worry about typing it out at all. And then you can make the column bigger if you need to, if the role is long. You will then check whether or not it's a success. All teaching for anything, skills, proficiencies, or feats, the DC is 10. If you succeeded, you check. If you did not, you don't. And you will do the same thing on this column here that you did on the crafting. Input the name of the item if you are the one learning it. If you are the one that is learning the skill and someone else is teaching it to you, you will keep track of it here. If you are teaching it to the other player, do not put what you taught them in this column unless you absolutely want to, because they will be the one learning and they will put it in their column. But this will work the same exact way as on crafting. And if you put it exactly as it is in this column here, it will keep track of all the successes. I accidentally refed that. Whoops. That's another thing for me to fix. Boy. Well, this is a copy. The actual sheet, it will work properly. I just derped and drug down, so it messed up the, yeah, it messed up the code. The actual sheet will work. The actual sheet will be perfectly fine. Don't worry. I just derped. And you guys will not have to worry about whether or not you messed up the code, because all of these tiles will be protected, so that I'm the only one that can edit them. That should also carry over to your copy, hopefully, so you will not actually ever have to worry about accidentally messing up this code on this sheet. If you figure out a way to mess up the code on your sheet, please let me know, because I would love to find out so I can come up with a way to fix it, because people messing up their log sheet is not going to be a good thing for anybody. Yes, there are the race feats can be self-taught. They're the only thing that can be self-taught, and because of this, they're the only things that will be 1d20 instead of 2d20. Keep the highest. Other than that, that is everything for the teaching tabs. The second teaching tab works in the exact same way. There are only 100 options on the teaching tab, however. Currently, that is going to go up to 500 to match the crafting tab. So by the time you are watching this video, that information will be outdated. There will be 500 entries on the teaching tab as well as the crafting tab. But you will, in the same way, if you need to use the second teaching tab, you will copy it first, make teaching 3, and then fill out teaching 2. The last thing to talk about is the Trial of the Gods. This is only going to be in your mind when your character hits level 20. That is it. If your character is not yet level 20, this tab does not exist to you. It will have no purpose. When you do hit level 20, you will unlock the ability to take on the Trial of the Gods, which is a character reset. You will go back to level 1, you will lose all of your feats, all of your fancy stuff, but you will have the option to take a permanent epic boon or a permanent ability score increase up to 30. In addition to this, you will also gain a Trial of the Gods level here, which will increase the amount of active days you get by 1 for each Trial of the Gods level. When you are able to achieve this feat of Trial of the Gods and you are able to reset your character, all you're going to do is just duplicate it immediately because it is the only Trial of the Gods sheet. And you can rename it, if you wish, to TOTG2 or similar. So you don't have to type out Trial of the Gods. However you want to rename them is your option though. And then you will fill out this sheet. Every time you gain a Trial of the Gods level, all you have to do is take note of it here in the Trial of the Gods level tab here, and it will automatically increase that. But as I've said, Trial of the Gods is not applicable until your character is level 20 and takes on the reset. That is everything that you should need to know about your automated logbook. If you have any other questions pertaining to this, or this video did not describe or explain something you have an issue with, feel free to directly message me on the server. I am the Firacle. I play Kinva, Cian, and Erdemus. Just send me a DM. I'm very active. You will probably have heard of me by the time you get this set up and have your questions. So just shoot me a DM with your question. I will be more than happy to help you out and answer it. Until then, I wish everybody to a good look and have fun on the server. Make some friends, roleplay your hearts out, and have fun in the world of Woodhaven. Bye-bye.